Okay, this is my finished piece. I start off each piece with a very messy, scribbly outline drawing because I don't know if I'm going to stick to it. It's just a place to start. And then I put in a base layer color for everything. I don't have to know what colors I want to end up with. I just have to start with something that works in my brain that I can think my way through as I develop and shade each piece. Oftentimes through it, I will change my mind and change one color and then change another color and then change something else. And I still don't worry because at the end, I can recolor the whole piece with a toned level or recolor individual pieces in different ways. I'll make a separate video on that. And here I am dividing my house up into different layers. Each building and flower is on a separate layer so that I can work those things individually. If I don't have enough room on my iPad, then I often duplicate the file and work on different pieces and bring them back finished to a central file and place them in the image where they belong so I can continue to develop the pieces individually but also see how they're working together as a whole. This is me doing the roofs using a painterly brush where I am also using the same brush for the smudge tool on a low opacity where I simply move around the paint, not to get rid of the paint marks or the textures, just to remove any harsher color or lines or sharp edges that I might get. I don't want that. I also don't want to smudge it too much and get such a blurred look that it doesn't look real. Choosing the colors of the frames, the window frames and the window inside color are on two different levels. Again, just getting base colors down to work with. You always want to have a solid normal color underneath and use your shading and your blend modes to bring things to life and give them form. But I don't want my base level to be not full opacity because then it will be more translucent and I will sometimes see pieces of things behind it that I don't want to do. Working on the flowers, I don't really have a plan. I am just winging it. If my brain says try this, I try it. I change colors. I want to see what's working not only on each individual flower, but as they all talk to each other in a whole without being the same color. I decided to try inking it, didn't like that. Here I'm shading so that I have good value regardless of my colors. I want to go from light to medium to dark and give my flower shape so that when I go to change colors later on, I have lots of value to work with, and also because I like fooling around with that. I am just so sometimes not a lay down one color cartoon kind of look that some people make look so amazing. My brain just wants to fiddle around with painting and color, so I entertain it because it does better work when I follow it. Here I am just bringing every little flower up to a certain level, trying to add a little bit of texture to each one, adding shading and depth, trying my little hill, trying to decide what I want that to be. You'll see things going on and off. This is me trying different things. What if I do this? What if I change the color? Will this little decoration look good here? And what to do with the stems. Do I want stripes? How do I want it to look? How is it talking to the rest of the image? And all through the piece, it takes me sometimes a day, sometimes a couple of days, and I just keep going back and forth. Turn it off at night. I take a picture of it so my brain can just look back at it and see if it looks at what's working, what's not. Zoom out, make it smaller, make sure your values are showing up. Making my windows bright, I try not to make them all yellow like bright light, but colors that seem to complement the image. There's still a glow in there. You still know that there's light inside of the house. Maybe all their walls are blue and that's how the light is reflecting off their walls. I don't know. Houses each get a little bit of texture. Nothing bold, nothing too strong. There's a lot going on and I just want subtle things. Flowers are coming to life. I am adding shadow and any other detail that makes them all come together. Trying to figure out what to do with my hill because I really don't have a clue yet. So I'm just trying different things. Sometimes I get an idea. It tells me what I like and what I don't like. That's the beauty of digital art. You saw rainbow things, didn't work on the hill. The flowers I tried to do didn't work. And so I blended it and made a bright, colorful background. I like this. I like this, but I also want to try to work with this when it's completely done and try different colorways and see what kind of look I can get out of this. So right now I'm still working on my hill, my little curly cues, deciding what looks good on the flowers in the way of lines and curly cues. I like curly cues. I just think they go with these gigantic, fun flowers in a whimsical kind of way. And I want to add whimsy wherever I can. Multiple tries at the thing, at the hill, I decide to keep the leaves and the curly cue grasses back there, but change the colors, let them be a little bit more neutral so they kind of, fall into my little hill, creating little texture just so that it's not one solid color. And I think it makes the hill look nice and it draws you in, but it doesn't take away from the houses and the trees